Hello, I'm Sonali Polineni. I'm going to present about average daily traffic count for midterm evaluation of Info 5810 in summer 2020. Moving to presentation, it is about the number of cars on public roads censused. These totals generally provide an approximation to the actual volume of vehicles on average day going through a given location. It is difficult to count every car in every street in particular area. So selected counts are made around larger streets to get an assessment of traffic on stretches of a mile or 1 mile. This data includes this set includes daily traffic counts along with ID, date, total passing vehicles, and its volume by directions, address, zip codes, community areas, locations, as you can see in the presentation, etc. Goals I have found out are maximum total vehicle travel, the date the vehicle traveled, and as the quarter has the highest overall vehicle count passed, what are the number years, months, days passed from the first observation in the data set to the last? What is the number of a certain day? Which day of the week a day is? What is the 80% sample of the data set and 20% sample of the total data set? Data set is explains average daily traffic count. It has 1280 columns and 12 rows. With the link which I have took this data set is provided, you can see. Data cleaning using trim function, I have trimmed down the data with removing the spaces, null data, null values are removed, and all the data have been clearly set. The duplicate values have been cleared from the data set. Data analysis. A match function which is used for locating value in an array and returns to the position of the value within the array. This you can see. Coming to the VLOOKUP is used to find ID's zip code. It is the zip code of the IDs. It performs a vertical lookup by finding for a value in the first column and returning the value in the same index number place. VLOOKUP operates as a worksheet function in Excel. IQR function is performed to find out difference between first quartile and the third quartile. It is used to represent the middle spread of the data. Data set is sorted in order from the smallest to largest values. It is able to split the data in 4 parts. Yeah. To understand the data set in hand, we need to find out descriptive statistics of it. For example, in my data set, opting to check the descriptive statistics for the street names does not give us an advantage. So I have chosen to take descriptive statistics from the column total passing vehicles volume. You can see my data set. For my data set, I have took around 16,000 165200. Sorry. Yeah. Array formula is used to create or find greater and fewer of total passing vehicles volume. You can see I have created a new column that gives information about each of the data point, which will help me classify the data in better way. I have named this column as filtered. The data for this column was populated by using a simple array formula that aims to label each data point fewer or greater than 10,000. You can see in the picture. The highest number of vehicles count 6903400 in October 2006. The number of vehicles passed which are greater than 10,000 are 1024 and lesser than 10,000 are 255. The third quarter of 2006 has the highest number of vehicles passing through. You can see according to the dates of the count chart which quarter filters. I use slicer to date of count to get a particular information as shown here. The number of years, months or days passed from earliest observation is given here. Using dataset, I was able to calculate some key aspects like days passed, day count, number of days after a certain date. We will talk about all these aspects one after the other. To calculate days passed, I have considered the date where the first observation was recorded. I have also considered the last date in the dataset to calculate the time elapsed from the first observation to the last. From first to the last, I have used this formula. This formula I have used will give us the number in years, days and months. Coming to the next analysis, I have considered the date 10/17/2006. Using a formula, I have calculated the day number of given date. It turns out that the date I have selected is the 270th day out of the 365 calendar days present. The third analysis is about finding the date after certain number of days. For this, I have selected the date 2/28/2006 and calculated the date after 150 days. The date after 150 days turned out to be 9/26/2006. I have calculated this using the formula, this workday formula. The next type of analysis I performed on date. The data set is to check what day of the week a particular date is. For this, we use formula. This one. We use this formula to calculate it. But this formula has a catch. The formula tends to return values in a numeric form. To resolve this, we will use formula doing this for the date. 9/18/2006, we get Monday. Until now, I have performed analysis on individual data points. In the following analysis, I will be plotting a scattered plot to get a better picture about the data set. For plotting the scattered plot, I have considered the attribute total passing vehicles volume. After screening the scatter plot results, I made an interesting observation that the busiest day traffic wise in the year are from August to November. You can see it is from August to November. I have also understood that the highest and lowest reported traffic volume are about layers in the month of April and March respectively. Uh, in this you can see a Pareto chart. The street that had the highest and lowest vehicular volume are Western Avenue and 24th Street respectively. This is Western Avenue and the last is 24th Street respectively. After looking at the Pareto chart, we can understand that 80% value occurs almost at the data point represented by the 26th street, and the 20% occurs almost at the data point represented by the Halstead Street. A particular representation of an important attribute of the dataset called total passing vehicles considered. Note that the dataset contains data ranging from the year 2006 till 2007. You can see. During the course of this analysis, I have clearly understood about how powerful Excel-based data analysis can be. Using this data analysis, we can understand where traffic is more, and that information can be used to construct better traffic infrastructure like roads, highways, signals, etc. Thank you.